prosecutors continue to struggle to try to find the driver of a truck that was involved in a deadly crash last year on Monarch Pass. We're learning a lot more about the company that employed him.
That company was brand new, only had one truck, and used a driver who was 8 days into a commercial learner's permit. Chris Vanderveen's been looking into how new and small trucking companies for months, some of these different companies, and State Patrol believes that inexperience here led to some deadly consequences.
They do believe that. Shirley Rose was with her daughter and her grandson. All three were on the last leg of a road trip from Nevada to Canyon City when this happened. They were on the beginning of the climb on the west side of Monarch Pass. This was back in August of last year. Coming their way was the sole truck and trailer owned by a company known as Mookie Trucking out of Franklin, Louisiana. State Patrol investigated the resulting crash, blamed the driver of the truck, charged him with vehicular homicide. And we found the company was very new. The driver was very inexperienced.
This is an industry that crosses right through our state. We have no choice about it when you and I are driving on the road. And here they come right through. And so to not have any control over making sure that they've set the company up correctly or that they're hiring drivers who know what they're doing is very frustrating.
It's hardly a rare event. The federal government says new companies crash 50% more than old ones, which begs the question, what is the federal government doing to make sure that these new companies are operating safely? Tonight at 10, we're going to talk to you about a federal program designed to keep tabs on what's known as new entrants. We'll also tell you about the program that's way behind in trying to catch up. In addition, we should mention, as you mentioned at the beginning, the driver of this truck is still out and about. They've charged him with vehicular homicide. There's a warrant out for his arrest. They don't know where he was because the last court appearance he simply did not make. A lot to sort out through here, but at the same time, this is a new trucking company that the federal government should be keeping tabs on, and tonight at 10 we'll show you that's not happening.
And it's not much of a company either, right? It has one truck, or had.
And that's what we've discovered. The barrier for entry for these trucking companies is actually very low. This happened, remember, back in 2019. There was 4 people that died in a crash in Jefferson County.
Sure.
Very fiery truck crash. In that instance, very new trucking company. Again, the federal government is supposed to be keeping tabs on this, but it's simply not capable of doing that with the numbers of new companies that are entering the market.
And it's not just any new company who's opening some business. These are people who are on the road and could potentially put other people on the road at risk. To your point, these deadly consequences.
Critical point. You could start a small business,
Anywhere.
a restaurant, and that type of thing, and it's not going to kill people. In this instance, you're driving tons and tons of equipment through mountain passes like Monarch Pass.
Colorado's unique territory.
Very much
for many of these drivers too. Well, we look forward to more on that. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.